Hi to today's podcast. My name's Charlie.
Hello, I'm Joe.
And today we are joined by Nick Bloor.
Hello.
Who is a former student to Hessle High School.
Which coincidentally is where we are today.
Yeah.
Welcome, Nick. It's great to have you here.
No, thanks for having me.
Today is part of the success stories.
Yep.
So firstly, tell us a bit about yourself and how you got into your vocation.
Right, well, like I say, my name's Nick. I work in the motor trade, which I've been in 10 years now. 10 years. So I left school, 16, went to college for a couple of years, did a sports course, but it didn't really go anywhere. So I then went and worked at Sainsbury's for a few years, which I enjoyed, which was good, but I was only working part-time and picking up as many hours as I could there, but they didn't have any full-time jobs, and that's when I kind of stumbled into the motor trade. And I can't say that I had a massive interest in cars or anything like that when I was younger. I kind of stumbled in, and I've been there ever since. So 10 years now, so yeah.
Did you work in the Sainsbury's around?
Yeah, the local Hessle Sainsbury's. Yeah, I'm from Hessle, so I live in Hessle as well.
Breakfast in there.
Did you always want to be in the motor, or did you have any aspirations?
I always wanted to do something sport related more than anything. Mainly football. Well, squash as well, but. That didn't quite work out. Unfortunately, I wasn't good enough. But so I carried on playing with my friends on a weekend. But no, I kind of saw an opportunity to go into a good career in the motor trade. So as a stepping stone to kind of move up the ladder in the motor trade, I started out as what was called a customer contact executive. So I used to ring people to remind them that the service, their MOT was due, and things like that. But from there, once I got in there and started working there, I just tried to find a ladder to climb the ladder up into where I am now, into management now. So I'm currently service manager at John Rowe Toyota, which is in Hessle as well, so not far away. So from the Toyota garage there. So yeah, and I've spent 10 years working as hard as possible to kind of get there. So
my next question for you was, I was going to take for example my dad, because he was started as a mechanic and then he's now a service manager.
Wow.
At Imperial Commercials on Headon Road.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, did you have something similar to that, where you started off like mechanisms, like fixing them, and then it ended up there? But you've answered that question already, haven't you?
Well, I kind of went the other ways. Like your dad, he went in as a mechanic and has worked on the cars, whereas I've worked on the front of the house side of things, so dealing with the customers coming in and things like that. So I did that side rather than fixing them. But both ways are just as good as each other, really.
Yeah. Who inspires you? Or who did inspire you?
Who inspired me? My dad, really. He worked very hard. My mum and dad split up when I was quite young. But luckily they kept a good relationship, and my dad, I always looked up to my dad because he worked really hard to provide for me and my brothers and sisters, so see that work ethic and think, well, I might have to do it, and like I am now, I'm married with 2 kids, so I've got mouths to feed myself now. So yeah.
Also, what's the best thing about your job or career?
The best things is probably the satisfaction of getting things when things go right. It's nice to see, if you've got a customer in distress, that's maybe broke down and desperate to get somewhere, but you can get them in, get the car sorted, and see the relief, that the car's fixed and they're back on the way. That's probably the most satisfying thing. That doesn't happen every day, by the way, but that they're the things that keep us going.
In complete contrast, what's the worst thing? And don't say doing interviews like this.
No, it's not doing interviews like that. No, it's definitely not. We work in a big industry that's a multi-million-pound industry where customers spend a lot of money on the cars, and you know, unfortunately, as much as we like to, we don't always get it right, and you know, we do have some upset people, you know, and dealing with that side of things can be quite tough. And you know, I look at it from my own perspective. I've got a car, you know, if it breaks down, can it be frustrating? Yeah, it can be. So you've got to look at it from that human point of view of trying. You can see it from their point of view, but you've also got to see it from the garage's point of view and what we need to do.
Yeah.
Have you faced any like stumbling blocks along the way? Any barriers, any hurdles you've had to get over or go around?
In my career, yeah, plenty. Mainly because, like you were saying, like your dad is a trained mechanic, so he's got that side of it. You know, he knows a lot more about cars than I ever did. So for me to try and progress when I wanted to go up the ladder, you know, I got held back a lot of time by saying, well, you haven't got you know, you don't know enough about the mechanics and things like that. So it took me a lot longer than I wanted to move up from there.
How did you overcome the stumbling block?
I spent as much time as I could in the workshop with the technicians, you know, just asking questions, just going, why are you changing that? What does that affect? How does that affect the driver of the car? Why do we need to do that? Why are you doing that? I must have bugged them to, you know, really annoyed them, but without asking them questions, I had to work a way out how to feed that back to maybe someone who doesn't know that much about cars, you know. So you've got to put that human aspect on it. A customer will buy a car and they want it to drive, and when it breaks down they might not know why, and then you've got to kind of explain it in a way that they'll understand. Exactly.
My next sort of thing was going to be obviously spending time around those mechanics. You'd obviously pick stuff up, but you've physically gone and asked them and not tried to like dig it in somewhere. You've explicitly gone and said, what's this?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Yeah. And obviously that will have got your knowledge.
Yeah, you just got to, you know, and read a lot of books and watch a lot of YouTube. Just as well as that, watch a lot of YouTube videos to see why do we change an oil filter? Why did your car need new oil? Why do you need a cam belt doing? Why do you need these things doing? So yeah.
So we're coming towards the end of it now, and we touched on the fact earlier that Nick, you are a former student here at Hessle High School. Are there any teachers, any stories, any teachers that taught you that are still here now? Yeah,
I mean, Mr. Wilson, I think is he head of the school now?
Head of school now, yeah.
Mr. Wilson was our PE teacher. He was head of PE when I was here, and you know, funny enough, from playing football, when I started playing men's football, I started playing football with Mr. Wilson outside of school.
So
and
he's turned into more of a friend in a way.
Yeah, in a way, but it was quite funny when, you know, playing. I can remember I was only 15, playing football on a Saturday with Mr. Wilson, and asking him to pass me the ball and shouting, Sir, pass me the ball. And to go, I'm not Sir today. I'm not at school. We're not at work. Yeah. I'm not at school. My name's Scott. So, you know, and that broke some barriers down, because I always found that you never humanise teachers. You just see them as teachers, and you don't realise that they're actually normal people with normal lives outside. You know, so. And
was there any teachers that you particularly didn't like?
I don't think, I'll be honest, I don't think any of them are still here. There was only a couple, to be fair, but if you ask them, they would probably have a lot worse things to say about me than I have them. So I wasn't a model student, unfortunately.
Okay. And just quickly touching on, what does success mean to you?
Success for me is providing for my family. So, like I said, I've got wife and 2 kids now. Yeah. Providing for us to make sure that we've got everything that we need, a roof over our head, you know, water, food on the table. That's success to me. You know, that's where I find success. That if we're doing well at work, we do well at home.
And also, what would you think what would make someone a role model in your perspective?
Just someone who understands, wants to learn, and is, you know, hungry to help and be the best that they can be.
And
Well,
you've touched a lot on football earlier. Just my final question: what team do you support?
Hull City.
Yes, come on.
Yeah, probably one of
And
the
on
best
that note, let's end it
thanks,
there.
Nick,
No worries,
for
thanks
coming
guys.
in
Thank you
today.
very much. No, thanks for having us.
Unfortunately, we're now out of time, but thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and it was great to hear your views.
No,
on
thank you.
success,
Thanks for having us.
and to learn a bit about your journey and how you overcame it.
And that's it from us. So thank you for
So
listening.
thank you for
Cheers to
listening
Nick
at home,
again.
guys, and we hope you get something positive from this. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.